Hey everybody, Mike Toy Bonsai Boise. This is one of my Tigerbark Ficuses. I call him Benny. Today I'm going to do an update and a trim. We're going to take a look at some of these sacrificial branches that I have growing on the trunk. So let's go take a look. Here it is back in January of this year, 2024. It wasn't looking good. I just pulled it out of the grow tent and it looked like this. Had a little mini heart attack for a second, thought it was dying, but upon closer inspection you can see it's not dying. It got sick or something, and it dropped most of its leaves, but there's new grow tips coming off all the branches, so I'm not too worried at that point. I did end up repotting it in February, which I will put a link to that video right here. I won't bore you with all the details of that now. But I've been working on the structure of this for the past couple of years. When I first got it, it looked something like this. So as you can see, it had some issues there. Reverse taper and just kind of otherwise, needing some work. So it's been a slow process, but I've been working on it ever since. I made some rather big cuts a couple of years ago. Here it is a couple of months after that. So it leafed out and it was nice and healthy again, so my freaking out was for nothing. I've got these sacrificial branches down at the bottom because what I'm trying to do is help create more taper starting at the bottom. I kind of just lucked out that those branches sprouted from there. Nothing you can do to really make that happen. It just happened and I just took advantage of it when it happened. You can kind of see some of the scars there. Some of those black spots, that's cut paste that I put on there. But that's where I made some rather large cuts. Not this last time, but I think the time before that, so 2 winters ago. So yeah, it was looking healthy again. I was relieved. Tigerbark ficuses tend to do that occasionally. They get sad and drop their leaves, I've come to find out. Then I just let it grow for a few months. Here it is last month. Looking nice and healthy. Trying to stay on top of the trimming situation now, just to avoid any reverse taper issues later, because it can happen in the blink of an eye, it seems like. So I let it grow, but I let it grow cautiously. Now here it is as of now. As of now, just want to trim it up, take a closer look at a few things, the structure and these sacrificial branches, see how they're doing. Because I'm trying to strike that sweet spot where they've done the job and I can get rid of them before they leave a big scar. Bigger the scar, the longer it will take to heal over. So you can kind of see they are doing their job. You can see a little bit of taper there. We'll take a closer look in a minute. First, we'll just kind of prune it down to shape real quick. And with these, I just use sort of a standard method of directional pruning. So I take it down to maybe 1 or 2 or 3 leaves on each branch, leaving it with the leaf facing outward or facing in the direction that I want the branch to grow, essentially. I think I need to fertilize more. I thought I was fertilizing pretty generously this year, better than most years, I thought at least, but from looking at the leaves, they have a little bit of a yellowish tint. Some of that is the lighting, but there is definitely a little bit of a yellowish tint, which I believe means it's a little low on nitrogen. Nothing to freak out about, just something noteworthy. I'm really no expert on fertilizer, to be honest. I need to learn more about it. I get asked about it a lot, and you know, the more time that goes on, the more I find that I just need to know more about it. So another fun fact about this tree, you saw what it looked like when I first got it. I believe that was $20. I think I just paid $20 for this tree at a supermarket, at a big box supermarket. In their little plant section, they had it in there. And even then, I thought, wow, that trunk's pretty good for $20. Sure glad I spent the 20 bucks. So now that I got it pruned down to size and shape, I take a little closer look. I kind of go in waves lately. So I do kind of a rough pruning once over just to get it in the sort of shape and size that I want it. And then I take a closer look and make some refinement cuts to, fine tune it. Here's a better look at the taper situation. So I'm happy with those sacrificial branches. That was a good decision. You can see it's subtle. It's not exaggerated. It's just a subtle taper, and that's kind of what I was going for. So I think we found the sweet spot, at least with a couple of them. If I let those go too much longer, they're likely to leave a big scar like that right there. That was a big ugly scar. That's another big ugly scar. That was a big cut I made a couple of years ago. Essentially, it was just one trunk with like all of its branches coming out of one spot. So I had to do some major corrective work. And I was a little worried it wouldn't even survive. But sometimes it just feels scarier than it actually is. But you can kind of see where the dead wood is, right there. And so I made the big cut up front and then one in back, and it just left this narrow little strip. Oh, here's my new friend, the ladybug. I get totally fixated on this for like a minute. Hey, guy. I like ladybugs. They eat aphids and other pests. So we like ladybugs. I don't know if they like me. I bought a little container of them for 10 bucks the other day. Let them go one night on all the trees, and the next day they were gone. It's like $10 just flew away. So I think I'm going to get rid of a couple of these sacrificial branches. This one. And this one. Clean that up a little. I think that scar will heal over rather quickly. And I'm just going to clean up some of these little nubs that I left. Ends of branches that were cut. Probably from last time. But as I look at it, I'm realizing that the right side right there, look how thick that is. It is disproportionately thicker and heavier. And I'm not in love with that side in general. In fact, I've thought about losing that entire branch. There's just a lot of space between the foliage and the trunk. And it's just really thick, and I think it's starting to actually develop some reverse taper yet again. If you look at the base of that branch up against the trunk, you can kind of see it. I'm still thinking about getting rid of it. In fact, I think I'm talking myself into it right now. I won't do it today, but I'm going to look at it more and more, and I think that's what's going to end up happening. I'll probably eventually just have to lose that branch. It's pretty thick. It's kind of messing up the taper, and, we don't want that. But that's it for this one for today. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. See updates on this and some of the other ones that I work on. I'm going to post a few more Tigerbark Ficus videos this week. I just have a lot of footage right now to post. So have a good rest of your day.